How's it going? Day 21, zero kratom for 21 days. My sleep is still not back to where I want it. A couple days ago, I drank way too much caffeine during the day, and I could not sleep good at all. I probably got about 4 hours of sleep, and yeah, I can't do the caffeine anymore. Um, but yesterday, I think I drank one small cup of coffee in the morning, drank a lot of water, and then I slept way better last night. So yeah, it's getting better every single day. Better, I'm not gonna jump on here and act like I'm Hulk. Like, oh man, I went through 3 or 4 days of withdrawal, and now I'm back to normal. Nah, I'm just keeping it 100% real with you guys. Um, we pass people all the time at work. If you go to church, at the store, people you haven't seen in a while. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, how's it going? I'm good. How are you? It's always I'm good. How are you? But the point of me making these videos isn't to tell you guys I'm good. I'm great. I'm back to normal now. 21 days and I'm nothing. Like, no, I'm just keeping it real with you guys exactly what's going on. I'm not the complaining type person. Never have I been, but I'm just telling you exactly what's going on with me. The sleep, that's probably the main thing still lingering. And who knows how long that might last a year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long it'll last. However long it lasts, I'm with it. I think because of I'm not getting as much sleep as I should. I think my energy level is not, where I want it to be. But I know it just takes time. I seen this guy comment today. I forget his name. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but he said that he's basically in the same position as me. He's got a family. He's got a wife. He's been using for close to 6 years. We have about the same habit, and he said he's gonna start day one tomorrow. And I've seen a few comments. I've probably seen about 4 or 5 comments. Day one tomorrow. Day one. I'm gonna start day one, and I'm curious who started. Who's went through and done day one, because I know how it feels. Like it's a trip because I told myself for like two, maybe 1 or 2 weeks before I quit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna quit very soon. And during that week or so, that's when I went and told everybody what was going on. Hey, I've been using kratom for a long time. I'm addicted. I'm gonna quit, and it's gonna be rough. You know what I mean? So I need a little support. I went everybody real close to me. I told them that, and then I woke up the 8th of August. Today's the 28th. Yeah, 21 days, man. Today's the 28th of August. I woke up the day of the 8th, and I had taken a pretty healthy dose the night before. And I grabbed my lunch bag that I always kept my kratom in and my little shaker bottle. I had it all, and I had nothing else really in there. I just had that. And I was driving to work, and I was like, today is the day. I'm just gonna do it. Like, what? When else am I gonna do it if not right now? Just do it. There's never a perfect time. It's like I heard one before. It said, if you're gonna get in a fight, let's say in middle school or high school, whatever, like you're gonna throw some hands for real. You're never 100% prepared for that fight. You know, most 99% of kids, 99.9% of kids, they're not 100% for that fight, prepared for that fight. And I compare that to quitting anything. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be prepared, for sure. You're not gonna be prepared. You're gonna go in thinking like I got a plan. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But guess what? When it's 3 in the morning and you've been withdrawing for like 6 or 7 hours straight, and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. That's rough. It's hard. But believe me, you can get through it. You can get through it. Day one. So comment. Let me know who's on day two, who's on day three. Who's gonna be on day one. I want to know because I looked up for years. I look up videos. Day one off of kratom. day 2, day 3, and I'd be looking at him, and I'm like, man, this guy's going through some withdrawals, and he doesn't even use as much as me, you know. And for those of you that don't really know, I never really measured, you know. I measured um, one time. I measured what I was taking. It was because I took a trip to California one year, and I had bought some capsules so that when I went on my trip, I could just take capsules. I didn't have to be taking powder. So I kind of measured out the capsules, measured out the kratom, and I got like an idea. And at that time, I was using about 15 grams 3 times a day, so about 45 grams a day. And and I was pretty like, that's about what I was using, about 45 grams a day. But um, prior to that, like maybe a year before that or 2 years before that, I was using it heavier for sure than that, and I would get nauseous all the time. I would throw up sometimes. I would take it heavily, and then literally about almost exactly 3 hours on the dot after I would take too much, I would throw up whatever was in my stomach. And I think over from that period of time, from like 2018, 2019 to 2021, I kind of dialed it back a little bit, you know. I probably was taking maybe 60, 70 grams a day, if not more. And I dialed it back, and I was taking about 45 grams a day in 2021. And then what's crazy is at the end of 2021, somebody that was close to me got clean off of fentanyl. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna taper down though. So I got down. I don't know what the number was that I got down to, but I probably got down to about 30 grams a day or 25 grams a day, maybe even a little bit less. I got down to that. And then one day, and I did that for about a month. And in my head, but I didn't go lower than that. I just stood at that, you know, that amount. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna take some more, just one time, take some more, and then I'm gonna go right back to my low dose. Yeah, right. You're not going back. You know, if you got kratom, you know, if you think the way that we do with kratom, if you have a bunch, and I used to buy it by like the 250 gram jars, and yeah, you're not gonna go back to that lower dose. You're gonna use it all heavily. So from about 2022 to, you know, August, it's now August 28th, until recently, I was taking heavy duty, a lot of kratom. And I never counted, but I'm sure it was between 60 to 80 grams a day. Because there'd be some days where, and the crazy thing is, when I used probably around, and these are guesses, but I know it's definitely above 50, 100% above 60. At night, when I would take my like regular dose that I would use during the day, I would wake up in the morning around like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I would already be kind of withdrawing. So at night, I started taking double. So, you know, every day I was probably taking about 80 grams a day, I'm sure. I probably bounced around on my numbers a little bit through the videos, but it's because I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it was about 80, 70 to 80. So I'd be watching these videos before I wanted to quit, and I'd say, man, these people are taking like 15 grams a day, and they're withdrawing for a few days. So I was worried, you know, as other people would be. As a lot of you guys are worried right now, you're probably watching this like, man, you're on day 21. I'm scared of day 1 through 6. Like, yeah, I was too. I was real scared. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty good at keeping a tough face, but that's, I was just talking to my family, and I was like, is that the only reason you didn't quit, you know, taking meth, or you didn't quit taking fentanyl? Was that really the only reason? Was you were too scared of the withdrawals? Because that's the only reason I was taking kratom towards the end, because I was just scared of the withdrawals, you know? Yeah, I would get a little high, or pretty high, taking the shots. Those would tear me up. And then at night, you know, I'd take the double dose, so I'd be like, nodding out. My wife would be like, man, you fall asleep in like a minute. Like, yeah, I know. So I asked my family, you know, is that the only reason you didn't quit is because you were scared of the withdrawals, and every single and yeah, they that we came to a consensus. Yes, that's the reason why we didn't quit. We were all scared to withdraw, and I think a lot of you guys can relate to that. Like you're scared, you're just scared of the process, 100%. And then it just makes me think of everything else in life. Like I was kind of going on autopilot for such a long time on kratom. You know what I mean? I woke up in the morning, took my kratom, and it was like I'm good to go. You know, I got all these endorphins. Like I'm good because I took heavy doses, so I'd be good to go as long as I didn't take too much. Because there was days where I took too much, and I'm just feeling nauseous, tired, sick. You know, anybody that's taking too much. But I'm just, you just get on autopilot, and then now that I'm off, it just makes me think of everything else. You really you don't realize how cloudy your mind is until you get off of it, or how cloudy your mind was. Because I'm thinking a lot more clearly now, way more clearly about everything in my life, man. Everything that you could think of, I'm thinking a lot more clearly. I wish I can get some more sleep. I do wish that, but that'll come. You know, 100%. I know that'll come. Just keep working out. I did a pretty good workout, believe it or not. It was like I posted on here. I forget which day it was. I don't keep good track, but I want to say it was like day 4, 3 or 4. I did a pretty good workout. I even jogged for like a good little while, and man, that's you're so excuse me. You get so used to your body gets so used to the kratom that it's not producing endorphins like it should. So you get those workouts in. Get those workouts in. It's funny because I watch a lot of addiction videos, and doctors and everybody, they got the same consensus. You're getting all this unearned endorphin rushes. Every single day, multiple. It's unearned, and it's true. It is unearned. You take kratom, endorphin rush, unearned. You smoke crack, same thing. Pop pills, no matter what it is, get a big endorphin rush, and it's unearned. You didn't do anything. You just get a big rush. So your body's like, all right, I can chill now. I don't have to make endorphins. So I'm not a doctor, but that's my guess why it takes a while to get your energy back, to get for your energy in particular. Your mood. Thank goodness I'm a pretty laid back and happy person just naturally in my life. So I'm not like a depressed person at my house. I'm joking around with my family. I'm doing this. But, there's still a lot of days where I'm like sitting on the couch and I've got to go do some stuff. Like yesterday, my wife, she left the house to go hang out with her best friend. And I told her, don't worry about it. We'll clean up the house and I'll do some laundry. And I'm like dragging around trying to do that because it's like, my energy is not back to where it was. Anytime I was feeling low on energy, I just take some kratom. There'd be days where I took my kratom already and my energy wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I would just take some more and then I go drink an energy drink. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like back to baseline. But now I don't really have that option because if I drink a bunch of, caffeine, I can't sleep at night. And then, it almost just starts its own cycle. You drink too much caffeine, you can't sleep at night. Can't sleep at night, you don't have energy the next day, and you feel like drinking a bunch of caffeine. I might be dragging ass all day, drinking caffeine, like, all right, I'm good. Caffeine got me through the day. But when I'm laying in bed and it's 2 a.m, I'm like, oh, man, shouldn't have drank all that caffeine. Yeah, but your body will take care of itself. It'll get back to normal. I know some people you cause some damage to your body, which I'm sure I've caused some damage. I've talked a little bit about it. Maybe in about a month or so or a few weeks, I'm gonna go to the doctors and tell them take my blood and check out my liver, kidneys, and everything just to make sure all my stuff's good. Because five. I mean, I've damaged my body before kratom. You know, before I even discovered kratom, I've damaged some stuff on my body. 100%. Drugs, alcohol. I mean, lack of sleep. You name it. But I think just 6 years straight of kratom and energy drinks. That combo. I wasn't the healthiest eater. Um, thank God I drink a good amount of water. But yeah, I think that combo. Hopefully, I didn't do too much damage to my body. And now some of you are looking at me like, man, you were taking kratom, you weren't doing all this crazy stuff. But yeah, it's no joke, man. It's no joke. So we'll see. Yeah, I had um, I had tendonitis in my foot before this. Well, during I got it during, so that probably won't go away. I think that's just a legit problem with my tendon. Sciatic pain, that kind of it didn't completely go away, but it's like 90% gone. Every now and then I'll sneeze when I'm laying down, and I'm like, "Ooh, I can feel a little bit." My toe, I thought I had gout in like two of my toes, and that's like slowly going away. I'm not sure what that was. And then I've got like a dark patch right here on my cheek and my neck. Yeah, I've got some dark skin. And I would always tell everybody it's because I was in the sun for like 3 years, 4 years straight. And I was driving around a lot, going to different customers, and the sun would beat on my neck while I was driving. I'd get out the car and I'd be working, and the sun would be beating on my neck and my cheek. And then I did a job about a year and a half ago, and I was in the sun for 3 days straight, and the sun was on my neck and my cheek for like literally 3 days straight. So I just told everybody, the sun burnt my cheek and my neck, and it just hasn't gone back to normal. But looking at all these videos, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that dark, you'll get dark skin from taking kratom." And who knows what that's a side effect from? Something in your body's like, "Hey, you need to slow down, bro." So we'll see though. But everything's coming around. Day 21. Everything's coming back around. It has been for a while. First week is like physically tough, for sure, emotionally tough. Second week, you're like, all right, it's getting way better, way better. Still can't really sleep, still don't have energy, but you're not physically withdrawing. And it hit me the hardest at night. So to be able to just get through the night without like super withdrawals, that was good. Second week got better. Little less emotional, still pretty emotional. Um, third week was, yeah, last week was the third week. Way better. I mean, way better. Sleep was way better. Um, I'm not, my emotions are pretty much balanced now. Um, almost back to normal. And getting way more sleep. I mean, it just, you can see how it goes. Everything gets better. Everything gets better. So let me know, everybody that's on day one or thinking of going to day one, you're stuck in a cycle. I was there. If you're stuck on kratom right now, and when you're taking it, because it tastes like shit. Don't get me wrong. I don't care how many times you drink it, it tastes like shit. And from what I noticed, though, for real drinkers of kratom, drink it like that. Dump, like almost like not necessarily toss and wash, because I've done toss and wash, tossed it in my mouth, drank it. But you put it in water. How I would do, I'd put like this much water at the bottom of a cup, and then I'd dump all of my kratom, however much I was using. So it was almost like a little sludge. Drink it, pour some more water, shake it up, drink it, and then I started getting into those shots, the kratom shots. Strong, man. Whew, used to tear me up. But I liked it. I liked those shots better than anything, because it was almost like they're a decent little percent alcohol, I'm pretty sure. So I would take a shot and I'd almost feel buzzed for like 5 minutes, and then the kratom would kick in after a little while, and it was like super potent. And I don't even know where the hell I was going with this. But anyway, if you're stuck on kratom, legit drinking it, and it tastes nasty. I know it tastes disgusting. Um, I know there's a lot of advocates for kratom out there, and I get it. You were shooting up black tar heroin for 20 years, and then you found kratom, and it helped you get off heroin, and now that's your only habit is kratom. More power to you. I didn't want to do it no more, and there's a lot of people out there that don't want to do it anymore either. So those are the ones that I'm like, like I'm in it. I'm in it with you. I didn't create this channel to be some crazy motivational speaker or nothing like that. I just created it to help myself first and foremost because it helped me to speak with other people. I noticed that it did help me. It is helping me. Putting my story out there. People are commenting like, "Man, I wish I could do this. Man, you're doing good, man. I'm on day 50. Keep it up." People can relate with being stuck on kratom for years. However long you've been stuck on it, people can relate. Because once you felt those withdrawals, I remember the first time I felt the withdrawals, it came into my head like, bro, how did you get addicted to this shit? Like, man, you can call me naive or whatever you want, but I used it heavily for a while before I even knew I was addicted to it. And I've done drugs before. It just, because it's a plant, natural, it just grows like that. It just grows like that. And so does opium. But yeah, you got this for sure. You got this. We got this. We're still going. Like I said the other day, what else you gonna do?